Okay, so today, for any employers who might have missed it, we did a bit of an info session on some legislative changes that have happened recently, taking effect January 1st. So, we're going to share a little bit about each of those. And so, I have Nissa here with me to share some info. So, you can take it away, Nissa.
Perfect. So some of the changes that happened on January 1st really have a lot to do with your job postings. So now employers are required to post about the wages or the wage ranges must be in your job posting. You need to notify candidates if you used AI, ATS machine, like ATS screeners, or if there's any AI screeners going through the resumes for applicants. And you also have to disclose if this is a current posting or if you're hiring for a future post. Those are the biggest ones for job descriptions. Some of the other things that need to be added or that are added with the January 1st changes, you can no longer state that you need to have or must have Canadian work experience to try to bridge that gap with newcomers in the area getting into positions. Outside of that, the next big changes are in regards to interviewing candidates. When you bring candidates in and you do any type of face to face with a candidate, you are required to let them know either way if they'll be moving forward with any type of processes within 45 days of that original meeting.
Sounds like there's a lot around like transparency with job seekers.
There is, and it's really important that employers acknowledge and get used to have that transparency with candidates through applications, through interviewing, but then after the fact as well. One of the other legislations that came down the pipe was that they do need to keep their records for 3 years. So anybody who's applied, any of the interview notes, anything like that, employers are required to keep this for up to 3 years.
So, what are some of the like challenges you think some employers might run into with regards to making these changes?
I think a lot of it, especially when it comes down to the interviewing candidates, a lot of it's going to have to do with time. If employers are interviewing 10, 12, 15, 20 candidates for a position, it's going to require time for them to reach out to those candidates, whether it be through phone or email, to explain to them that they're either moving forward or not moving forward with them.
Shameless plug. I have to because I'm in our marketing team. That's something we can help with, right? Like that's something you're on the employer facing team. That's something that we can support employers with, right?
Definitely, definitely reach out to us. We are able to support in all types of different levels of recruiting. And that would allow employers to free up some of that time to spend more time in training and onboarding, where we can be providing those phone calls, we can helping them with pre-screens, anything needed in the recruitment process.
Yeah. And if I'm understanding correctly, you and the rest of our employer facing team are we're doing our best to keep employers informed about these changes because we have still seen, we're well into January now. We're still seeing job postings that don't have the wage included or don't have the disclosure of AI use, things like that.
Definitely, definitely. We are still seeing those come through. We do a lot of the posting for employers within our agency, and we're still seeing a lot of job postings come through that aren't a full job description, don't have the wages or the transparency of AI in the posting itself, which is required now. Our agency will, or our job developers, or whoever you're going through to get your postings out, will let you know that that's missing. So, in order for them to appear on our job boards, we do need that information.
A little perk about posting with us is that we kind of screen some of the jobs. Like if we're posting it for you, we're going to screen the job first just to make sure the job posting, I should say, first to make sure that it has everything in regards to the new legislative changes.
Yes, and if you have any questions about the job descriptions, job postings, if you need help writing job descriptions, if you're looking for comparisons through labor market information, we have all of that as well within our agency and with our employer facing team. So we're able to support with writing job descriptions or even staying aligned with what the market's looking for in the area as far as wages to keep you competitive as a business.
So let's do like a quick summary for the people. So let's go through the list. There were six, I believe. What are the six legislative changes for employers as of January 1st?
So, compensation disclosure in your job postings is going to be number one, not requiring Canadian experience. That's going to be number two. Employers must disclose AI or the use of ATS in their pre screen or when they're getting candidates. There needs to be a clarification on job vacancy, whether it's a current posting or they're looking for a future posting. There's that mandatory communication with candidates that are being interviewed or pre-screened, and then keeping those records for 3 years in case there's any type of information needed moving forward.
You're a rock star. Thank you so much for filling us in and keeping employers in our area informed. And we'll chat later.